Russell, thanks for joining us this afternoon. It's turning into an intriguing test match. What have you made of the action that we've seen so far over the opening 2 days?
Well, it's moving very quickly, really unexpected. The pitch is deteriorating a little more than we would have thought, but yet again we're seeing some quality spin, and from the batting point of view, not many batsmen really keen on absorbing pressure and looking to dominate and exert pressure on the bowlers, and hence making mistakes. But yet we've still got some good cricket to play, and I think it's going to be an interesting third day, or maybe even early on the fourth day. I doubt it that we're going to see a fifth day where the wicket will be at its worst.
Have you been surprised about how quickly wickets have fallen this match? I mean, we've seen one very dominant innings in Mahela Jayawardene. Ian Bell played quite nicely today, but have you been surprised how there's been no one else really get in and make a decent score?
Well, if you break it down how things were, I thought England were very disciplined early. They picked up the 3 wickets with quality fast bowling. From then on, Jayawardene was able to string a few partnerships together. He looked the dominant partner, but even though the other batsmen did struggle, they did hang around for quite a long period and helped build considerable partnerships which were useful in the end. From the other batsmen's point of view, they were worn down and then priced out. But from England's point of view, they looked for higher tempo. And other than Ian Bell, who used soft hands and great footwork down the track, and also using the depth of the wicket or crease, none of the other batsmen seemed to be calm. They used a hard bat, were going hard at the ball, and the moment a maiden over of a few dot balls were bowled, they straight away came out with a premeditated shot which was easy to read. So it was 2 different kettles there, but useful runs from the tail, even for England. 101 added by the last 4 wickets is going to prove very vital in the end.
We turned up to this test match talking quite a lot about the pitch because of what happened when Australia were here last year. There was an official warning from the ICC about turning too early. How do you compare these 2 pitches? Is there any comparison you could make, or is it more that there's just been some poor batting in this test match?
This is a far better track. Of course, the conditions in Sri Lanka, this is what you'd expect. It's so warm out there, and to hold moisture in the pitch is very difficult. So they're going to be dry, they're going to be slower, and they're going to turn a little bit more. But the Australian one was quite poor, where even the fast bowlers from the first day on, their cutters were really unplayable, and that was the issue there. Whereas as the wicket wearing like this and spinners coming into play is how you want the game to go. But in Sri Lankan pitches, come the 4th and 5th day, it will be much slower bounce, and it will be lower and so much slower. Stroke making will be difficult, and also wicket taking is going to be difficult. So it's going to be a patient game, and it's vital that you take the game there. And staying ahead, you've got to compete to make that count in your favour. But here, the batsmen have actually looked to dominate, where I would think a little bit more patience, wear the bowlers down, the ball's hard, and both teams have lost wickets early, where you get that extra bounce once the ball gets softer and the bowlers get a little tired, they work harder, and that's when you can score runs.
If we just look at the one batsman who has dominated in this test match, Mahela Jayawardene, you played with him in the earlier days of his career. I mean, he's played a lot of very good innings for Sri Lanka, 30 test hundreds now, but this must have been one of his better ones. Given the circumstances, the team were in trouble, and he'd come off 3 months of one-day cricket.
Well, I've seen him play games like this. His first 100 was also made under similar circumstances. Out here in Galle, 167 was against New Zealand, where the second highest score was 36 in the game, and that was a dirty turn, I would say. It was turning square. Daniel Vettori, we all know what he can do, and Jayawardene was hitting against the turn to mid-wicket. Most of his boundaries were there. So in those, if you compare with that, this wasn't such trying conditions. It was the first day of a test match. But yet again, England are not number 1 for no reason. They got good bowlers. It's a quality attack, and to be number 1, you've got to have good bowlers. He handled them well, wickets falling at the other end, and he added the needed momentum to ease pressure. And if you look a bit further backwards, since Muralitharan's retirement, there's not been much to celebrate in Test cricket. A team in transition, finding its feet, and we did think these boys are going to be jaded. They've played so much cricket. So when you look at all that, to get some life back into the game from Sri Lanka's point of view, I think it was an incredible knock from Jayawardene.
You mentioned the retirement of Murali there. Obviously, has left a huge hole in Sri Lanka's bowling attack. Vangana Herath has come in and taken 6 wickets today. How did you rate his performance, and how much do you think you'll gain from a spell like that, confidence-wise?
Oh, he's been doing a grand job for Sri Lanka. He did play with Muralidharan, and since he retired, the role is different. He could feed off Murali earlier. Murali built all the pressure on his own. But Rangana, he is a good bowler. If you give him the opportunity, if you need runs on the board, then you can expect him to work his wonders. And just like any other spinner on a wearing track, he will be useful. But you just can't expect what Murali did. You can't expect that from Murali. They're totally different bowlers, and also there's no chum in the vast too. So this attack is quite a new attack, and they can build pressure. I think they can do a job, but the batsmen, they need to give them that opportunity, that bit of scoreboard pressure, and a little bit of a cushion to really sit back and get about their job.
Well, Russell, thanks for joining us today. We may be talking tomorrow in a couple of days. We'll see how far this match stretches out. Thanks for joining us.